shape of the universe that our spaceman is travelling around in. So it's actually something called a bagel. That's right, a bagel, or one of those Homer Simpson donuts, or what we call in the trade a torus. Okay, so let's give our volunteer a big round of applause for making our space. And look, here's a bagel for you as a reward. Okay, let's take her back. So when you're playing one of these computer games, this is actually the shape that you're playing on. In fact, I've got an animation to show you how this space is wrapped up. So here's the spaceships whizzing around, and you see the top and the bottom of the screen are joined up. So we take those round, make a cylinder. And then if we join the cylinder round, the two ends are joined because when you go out one screen, you come out the other side, to make the shape of the torus, or the bagel. So that's good. We can see that shape because we're three-dimensional, and we can sort of see how it's folded up, and we can see the hole in the middle, for example. But how about a two-dimensional spaceman who's stuck in this space? He can't go outside to see what the nature of his space is. So is there any way that a two-dimensional spaceman stuck inside this world can work out what sort of shape of universe he's in? Well, quite a lot of possibilities. He could actually have been in an infinite kind of space where he just shot off into infinity and didn't come back again. Or he could be on this bagel, or he could be on a globe going round. I heard some of you during the break saying you thought it might be a ball-shaped universe that he was in. So is there any way that this spaceman can tell which of these two shapes he might be on by travelling around and doing some exploring? Well, I'm going to explain a couple of ways, and I'm going to need some volunteers to try and help me find one way. So let's go over here. OK, if you'd like to come up, sir. Right. You're going to be in charge of this sphere-shaped world over here. OK, so what's your name, sir?
Mahanish.
Mahanish is in charge of this ball. Now I'm going to take somebody from over here. Yes, if you'd like to come up. Why don't you come up? Great. OK, and she's going to get the bagel. OK, so come on down. Right. Gosh. Mathematics, yeah, it's quite an exciting subject. So you've got the bagel. So what was your name?
Lucy.
Lisa. OK, so you've both got shapes, and you're going to, you can see they're furry shapes. So what's the fur got to do with this? Well, what I want you to do is to take a comb each. So there's a comb for you and a comb for you. And what I want you to do is to try and comb the fur on these shapes so it all lies flat in one direction. OK, so off you go. We're going to let those go. You can kneel on the floor if you need to or whatever. OK, so we're going to leave them trying to smooth down the fur so it all runs in one direction. And I'm going to show you a second way that you can tell which shape you're on. For example, if our spaceman was stuck on this globe, let me show you something rather special about this shape. OK, now our spaceman might be up here at the North Pole, and he could do a journey. He could go straight in this direction. So here we go, he's going straight down, making this journey all the way around to the South Pole, back again. And the thing about these shapes are they're closed up, so he comes back to the beginning again. But what he could have done is set off in a different direction. What if he set off at 90 degrees and went around this way? OK, let's send him off round, OK. Well, look, he meets his first path down at the South Pole, and he keeps on going straight. This is the straight line in his world. And he comes back to the beginning again. So on a sphere, a journey by a spaceman will actually cross the first journey he made twice, once at the South Pole and once at the North Pole. But there's something rather different about a bagel. Let me show you some journeys on a bagel. OK, let's put that one here. On a bagel, you can do some different journeys which don't meet, because our spaceman could have started up here. OK, let's set him off in a straight line, so he's going straight round here. Comes all the way around, finds himself coming back to the beginning again. But he could have set off at 90 degrees to himself. On the sphere, he met the same path twice, but this time he goes inside the bagel. Let's turn it around, the other side here. Comes back out here. And comes back to the beginning again. Where's the beginning? Here we go. Without having crossed the first path at all. And so actually, by making journeys inside his space, he can tell that he's on a bagel because there are two different directions he can go in which don't actually meet. But on the sphere, they will always meet. So that's a way you can tell for the spaceman in 2D, without going outside his space, that there's a hole in the middle. Now, my two volunteers here, I hope, have found another way. OK, how are you getting on smoothing your bagel? Okay, it looks pretty good. Yeah, we're smoothing it. You seem to be doing it all in this direction, is that right? Actually, you see, if I keep on going, I can smooth this all the way around, sweeping round to make it perfectly smooth, and there's no bit of fur actually standing up. So you've done pretty well there. Yeah, it's this sort of celebrity hairdresser or something. There we go. But on the ball, on the sphere here, well, you're doing pretty well here, but if you see, there's this little crown here. Do you see the crown? It's very hard to smooth it down, isn't it? Sometimes you get it smooth here. And this is actually a property of the ball, is that there's always going to be a place where somehow the hair is sticking up. Actually, we find that on the head. Let's have a look at your head. I'll see here. Yes, actually, you can see the crown here. Sorry about this, but let me take my big comb and try and comb his hair. But there's always going to be a space where all the things sort of aren't lying tough, and this little tuft comes up. So this is called the crown. And actually, the bagel, there's nowhere where you get this crown, but on the ball, there'll always be one place that you can't smooth down. So that's another way that our spaceman could tell which shape he's on. OK, let's give our volunteers a great round of applause. OK, you can go back to your seat. Great, thank you. Great. So we've started to explore the two-dimensional world. We've kind of warmed up with that. But what I'd really like to find out is to explore our three-dimensional universe. Now, the 2D spaceman can move in two directions. We could go right, left, or up and down. But I've got another direction I can move in. But, like the spaceman, I'm stuck in my three-dimensional world, and I can't actually go outside to actually see what shape I'm in. I can't see whether our universe has a hole in it. So, but perhaps we can use some tricks that we've learned here about how the 2D spaceman can work out what his shape is without going outside to try and explore what our 3D universe is. Now, what sort of possible shapes could it be? Well, I think most people have this sense that our universe is probably infinite. And it goes off, if you go off into space, you'll just keep on going off into infinity. In fact, most scientists now think that the universe is finite, but doesn't have any edges. So that if I shoot off in this universe, somehow I come back to the beginning again. So it's a little bit like that game of asteroids, where you keep on going round and round and coming back to where you were. OK, if I'm really going to explore the shape of my universe, I think I'm going to need a rocket to do it in. So I wonder, Andy, could you bring on Beagle 13? OK. Fantastic. Right, nice, careful landing. Great. Now, I think Wallace and Gromit would be proud of this spaceship, OK? So now, I want to explore the shape of my universe. Now, perhaps it's a bagel, like the one we saw our two-dimensional astronaut was flying around in. But this isn't a three-dimensional bagel, but a four-dimensional hyperbagel. Now, how could I tell whether I was living in a four-dimensional hyperbagel? Well, you remember when the spaceman went off this side, he came on again here. So perhaps I should try out and see what happens if I go off this side of the lecture theatre. OK, there's only one way to find out, which is take my rocket and see where I end up. OK, shoot off this side. I come on again over here. So it looks like my universe is somehow joined up. OK, let's try another direction. What if I shoot off here into the audience? I wonder where I come on now. OK, let's give it a go. Come on again at the back of the audience. Now, this is beginning to look a bit like that game of asteroids. Whoa, go off this side, come back there, go off that side, come back in here. OK, but I'm a three-dimensional astronaut. And I've got another direction I can go into. Let's see what happens if I go up. OK, I'm going to need to get in this spacecraft. So, Andy, can you give me a hand here? Great. Right. Yeah, let's turn the porthole around. OK, now I'm all ready. Let's see where I end up if I shoot off into the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Well, it looks like I've come through the floor. So the shape of the universe we've created in our theatre is actually a four-dimensional bagel. But what else could it be? Well, that's this lecture's million-dollar problem. Could it be actually a four-dimensional football? Or one of these hyperbagels? Or something even more exotic? Well, till next time, I'm off in search of the elusive shape of the universe. Goodbye!
Next tonight, a mystery that's continued to puzzle since 1872. Just what did happen to the captain and crew of the Mary Celeste? Revealed goes in search of the answer. Next.